Right, today we are finishing 5.2, so 5.2, part 3. We're starting off with example 6. We're simplifying each expression. Now instead of just having numbers under a radical, we're going to have variables as well. So we pretty much do the same thing we've been doing before. We got to figure out all of our factors. So what are factors of 64? 8 and 8. And then what are factors of 8? 4 and 2. 4 and 2. And 4 breaks down into 2 and 2. We also have 6 y's under here. So one way we can do these is by writing out all 6 of our y's. 4, 5, 6. And we're circling groups of how many here? 3. So we have 3 2's, 3 2's, 3 y's, and 3 y's. So each group that we circled comes out as a whole number. So how many 2's do we take out? 2. And how many y's are we taking out? 2. Do we have anything left on the inside? Nope. So we just multiply everything on the outside. What's 2 times 2? 4. And what's y times y? Y squared. So 4y squared is our answer. Another way we can do this is we can break our number and our variable up. So we have the cubed root of 64. We would solve that just like we did before, but we also have the cubed root of y to the 6th power, which the cubed root of y to the 6th power would be y to the 6 over 3 power. So we just divide our exponent by the index, and this would give us, what's 6 divided by 3? 2. So y squared. So if you don't want to write out all of your variables, because sometimes it could be like y to the 12th power and you don't want to write 12 y's out, you can just divide your exponent by the index. Any questions? Y to the 12th power, and our radical was
like
3.
It would be the same.
Yeah. So this would be 12 divided by 3, so y to the 4th power. Which if we wanted to, we could write out 12 y's, circle groups of 3, and we would have 4 groups of 3, so then we would have y to the 4th power. It's just, when you have so many, it's easier just to divide, because you don't want to be writing out all 12 y's, circle them. It just kind of cuts it.
I get it.
To make it a little bit easier. All right, let's look at B. We're doing the same thing here. We need to simplify. So we have the 4th root of x to the 4th on top, and the 4th root of y to the 8th on the bottom. So same thing we did before. We can divide. So we have x to the 4th over 4, and then we have y to the 8th over 4. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. So we just have 1x on top. And what's 8 divided by 4?
2.
2. So y squared.
That would be it.
That would be it. All right, let's go to the next example. So we're doing the same thing here. We're writing each expression in simplest form. So here it's not always going to go in evenly. So let's deal with we can break it up one thing at a time. So we have the 5th root of 4 times the 5th root of a to the 8th times the 5th root of b to the 14th times the 5th root of c to the 5th power. So I just broke it up so we can take it one step at a time. What do we do with the 5th root of 4?
you break it down, like 2,
So what are factors of 4?
2 and 2,
2 and 2. We're circling groups of how many here?
5.
5. Do we have a group of 5?
No.
No. So the fifth root of 4 is as simplified as it can go already. So we know we're going to end up with a 4 under our square root, under our radical. So that's as simplified as it can go. We're done with that one. Now we want to do the fifth root of a to the 8th power. So one way we can do this is we can write out all of our a's. We have 8 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We circle our groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're taking out 1a, and how many are we left with on the inside?
3.
3, so a to the 3rd power. Another way we can do this, if we didn't want to write it all out, we can divide it just like we did before. So this would be a to the 8 over 5. How many times does 5 go into 8? Once. And then what's left over? If 5 goes into 8 one time, what's
3.
left over? We have 3. So it would be a to the 3 over 5, which is the same thing when we change it back to radical form as this. So again, you can divide these, and whatever your remainder is what gets left on the inside. So this is our simplified form here. Now let's move on to b. So we have 14 b's. So here it may not be easy to write out all 14 of our b's. So we can do b. What number goes on top, the 5 or the 14?
Oh, the 14.
The 14 over 5.
5. And it goes in twice.
It goes in twice. So 2 b's come out. And how many are we left with?
4.
4. So when we change this back to our radical, we have 2 b's on the outside. What's our index for our radical?
5.
5. And then how many b's do we have on the inside?
4.
4.
But I could just do the top thing, like b squared, and then in brackets b4 to 5th.
Yep, but our goal is to put them all back together at the end. So I want all of my radicals to be the same. So since I had like the 5th root here, and the 5th root here, and the 5th root here, I want them all to be under that 5th root at the end. So that's why I changed it back to the 5th root.
Okay.
Alright, so this is our simplest form here, and now we have c. So what do we get when we have the 5th root of c to the 5th power? Just 1. We only have 1 c. So that's it. 1 c comes out, we don't have anything left on the inside. So now we take everything that came out on the outside and put it together. So we have 1a, 2 b's, and 1 c. So a, b squared, c. And then everything on the inside goes back on the inside. So we have a 4. How many a's do we have on the inside? 3. How many b's?
4.
4. And how many c's?
1.
How many c's on the inside?
5.
None.
None. We have 1 c that came out on the outside and nothing left on the inside. So we have no c's on the inside. So this is our final answer. So again, if it's easier for you, you can write out everything on the inside. So we have a 2, we have 8 A's, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have 14 B's. I'm not going to write them all out, but you get the point. And then we're circling groups of 5. So we have 5 A's that we circle. We have 10 B's that we're going to circle. We circle 2 groups of B's. And then whatever we don't circle is what's left on the inside. So if it's easier for you to see writing it all out and circling our groups, do it that way. If it's easier for you to just divide, then do it that way. Whatever is easier for you. Either way works. It says perform each indicated operation, assume all variables are positive. So here we are adding and subtracting variable expressions. Now when we have the same exact radical with the variable, we can combine the coefficients. So in order to combine the coefficients, we have to have our radical and whatever's underneath it the same. So since both of these have that same square root of y, we just combine the coefficients in front. So what's 5 plus 6? 11. So this would be 11, and the y stays the same, square root y. That's our answer.
Why is there an I?
That's 11.
Oh, 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
My pencil just likes to do weird things.
Oh, it's okay.